And the Finance Ministry, in its monthly report, says geopolitical issues pose risks to the local economy. Supply chain disruptions have led to higher prices, which could hurt demand. But it says things are going well in terms of exports and the employment situation. Plus, the economy will get a boost from the end of social distancing. Rae-hyun reports.
The Ministry of Economy and Finance expressed deep concerns over the outlook of South Korea's economy. In its monthly GREENBOOK report released on Friday, the ministry said that the spread of the Omicron variant and supply chain issues could further slow down domestic demand. The ministry has been expressing concerns on COVID-19's negative impact on domestic demand for 5 months now. Consumer price hikes were also one of the ministry's main concerns. Consumer prices in March increased 4.1% compared to the same period last year, seeing their largest rise in more than 10 years. One expert says raising the base interest rate is essential to tame this inflation.
As global supply chain issues and Russia's invasion of Ukraine are driving inflation, raising the base rate is a way to ease consumer difficulties.
Production for mining and manufacturing industries increased 0.6% in February from last month, but with the service sector falling 0.3%, production for all industries has dropped 0.2%. However, there were optimistic signs as well in terms of exports and employment. The number of people who were in jobs in March increased by 831,000 compared to the same period last year. With the unemployment rate dropping 1.3 percentage points from last year to 3%, the employment rate also soared 2.1 percentage points on year to 67.8%. Exports in March saw strong growth, rising 18.2% on year on the back of semiconductors and petrochemicals. The Composite Consumer Sentiment Index, which indicates the level of optimism that consumers have about the performance of the economy, also improved 0.1 percentage points in March to 103.2 from last month. The ministry also said that the lifting of social distancing measures will have a positive effect on the economy.
In terms of the lifting of social distancing measures, we are predicting that this will eventually lead to an increase in consumer spending.
Despite these optimistic figures, the ministry said there are still concerns due to the economic impact of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the interest rate rise in the U.S., and the lockdown of Shanghai, and that the government will devote all efforts to minimizing the harm to the South Korean economy by managing consumer prices and supporting affected sectors. Rae-hyun, Arirang News.